Welcome to another TBR Chooses My Reads. I'm going to be picking out 4 books to read in May. That means it's pretty much summertime. Can you guys believe it? Every year goes by faster and faster. I remember a wise elderly when I worked at the Dollar Tree telling me it goes by faster and faster the older you get. And I was like, hey, don't stress me out more than I already am. And she goes, telling you the truth, it's the truth. Enough talking about how fast time goes. I want to talk about the 4 books that I picked out to read in April. I'm using my phone because the last time I completely mixed up the books. So I'm going to look at actually what books I picked and not mess up again. The 4 books that I picked out to read in April were The Rock Eaters. Actually, I think it's this way. The Rock Eaters, The Book Thief, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and Vampires of El Norte. I'm so happy to say that I have read 3 of those. One of them I am currently reading, and I have about a week left. I think it's like 5 days left in the month of April, so I feel like I'm definitely going to be able to finish The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Yay! It's like a pat on the back. Good job. Today I am extra excited to film today's video because I'm going to be using TBR cards that I got off of Pinterest. I'll put the business that I bought them from on the screen. I'm not burnt out on using my jar, but I think to not get me to that point, I was like, let me switch it up. I don't know how I want to use them. I think I want to just pick them out at random like this, face down, so I don't see. I think will be the best way. They are also so cute with the books. There's lollipops. I love them. Now, without further ado, let's pick out the very first prompt to read in May. Read a book that your favorite author reviewed. Elsie Silver, Emily Henry, Sarah Beth Durst, I would say are my favorite. Ashley Poston. I've only read one of her books, but I really liked that one. Okay, ooh, what about Suzanne Collins? I can look to see if there's any blurbs. Okay, this one, I think because it's a special edition, it doesn't have those blurbs that I'm looking for. B.K. Borison, Ali Hazelwood. Unfortunately, neither of those are my favorite authors. Alicia Thompson, no, Ali Hazelwood. Okay, unfortunately, not in this one. Dark Matter is always a book that I'm looking at to pick up during these videos. No, these are more like Wall Street Journal and people that I don't know. I'm going through books that I'm interested in reading, and I'm seeing B.K. Borison, Carly Fortune, Ellie Hazelwood. I also saw Cassandra Clare. I think she's a fantasy writer for Once Upon a Broken Heart. I think I saw Ellie Hazelwood for Wild Love. No, this one doesn't even have any. Elena Armas, but I've read a book by her, but she's not my favorite author. Read a book that your favorite author reviewed. What if I can't find any? I looked through so many books. I probably looked through 8 different ones, and I almost gave up and was like, I'm just gonna have to pick another prompt. But then I thought about this one, and now Back to You by B.K. Borison. I did mention that Ashley Poston, I've read one of her books, but I really liked it. I wouldn't say she's in my top 3 favorite author, but I would say she's definitely up there, and I would consider her one of my favorites because I'm desperate and I couldn't find any within my top 3 favorite authors. I'm gonna do one that I do really like, just didn't think of. I did think of her automatically, I think. I did say Ashley Poston. I feel like it's fair. For the very first prompt, we're going to pick And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison. This is the second book. I'm not sure what the series is called, but the first one is the one you guys are probably most familiar with, is First Time Caller. I think the book is so pretty. The 2 characters in this book is Jackson and Delilah. I really like the name Delilah. I think it's so pretty. So it says, Jackson and Delilah have had their fair share of run-ins over the years, often ending in disaster. While Jackson thrives on routine and organization from the comfort of his radio booth, Delilah loves the spontaneity. Why can I not say that? Delilah loves the spontaneity. It's like I can say the word in my head, but I can't pronounce it. Spontaneity. It's like an actual tongue twister. Do I have like a speech impediment? So when they're partnered up against their will to cover a historic snowstorm, they find themselves scrambling to figure out how to work together. So they're opposites attract. He seems more of a reserved, likes to be in the comfort of his own home, and she's more like a free spirit. And it's taking place during a snowstorm. Is this necessarily the book that I want to read during May when the sun is coming out and it's starting to get summer vibes? No, but I also don't want to wait until next winter to read this. I want to just read it now. I don't want to wait too long, so I'm just going to read it for May. Now for the second prompt. Choose a dystopian novel. Is Dark Matter considered a dystopian? Because if it is, then definitely going to pick it up. But let me see if Dark Matter is considered a dystopian. Let me see. Yeah, so it says Dark Matter is generally classified as a sci-fi thriller rather than a traditional dystopian novel. So no. It has dystopian elements, dystopian vibe, but not necessarily a dystopian novel. Okay, so we can't do it. Man, I was so excited for that one. Once Upon a Broken Heart, that is one that I want to read this spring. No. Man, I can't find any books on my cart that are considered dystopian. I have been doing a really good job sticking to my physical TBR. I don't feel like buying a book that's dystopian just for the sake of the video, especially because there isn't one that's popping up to me like that I've been wanting to buy. Even though this isn't technically a dystopian novel, there is dystopian elements, so I'm gonna go with it. I am bending the rules a little bit, but it's to stick to my physical TBR, which I'm really excited to be bending the rules because I have been really wanting to read Dark Matter. This is by Blake Crouch. I bought this during the Christmas season. Yeah, I bought this on my trip, so definitely don't want that much time to go by. I really am excited to read this book, and I want to read it while that excitement is here. This is considered a like sci-fi thriller, and it says a mind-blowing sci-fi suspenseful love story mashup. It's a genre-bending book that intrigues me a ton. I haven't read many sci-fi books. I've read The Martian and Project Hail Mary, and I want to read more. That's why I bought this book. Okay, so it says, are you happy with your life? Those are the last words Jason Denson hears before the kidnapper knocks him unconscious, before he awakens to find himself strapped to a gurney surrounded by strangers in hazmat suits. That's all I'm gonna read. That's all I want to know. I want to go into the rest of it blindly. That sounds so intense. Thinking about the way this book is gonna start reminds me of this really good movie that I haven't seen yet, so yay, I'm going to pick this one. Now for my third prompt. Choose a book that will give you an adrenaline rush. Oh, that's such a fun prompt. I could have used Dark Matter for sure for that prompt. I feel like Pretty Girls is a thriller that could definitely give me an adrenaline rush. Can a sexy cowboy from Wild Love count as giving me an adrenaline rush? It could be a fantasy book for sure, or like a spooky book. I feel like that could give me an adrenaline rush. I don't know about Once Upon a Broken Heart, like fully. I don't know if it fully will give me an adrenaline rush. Sunrise on the Reaping, that would give me an adrenaline rush. Do I pick it up right after reading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, or should I give myself some time? I feel like I want to give myself some time just because I'm loving the series so much and I just want to take my time. I'm gonna do Hidden Pictures, which I did not expect to pick up at all, but I've had this book on my physical TBR for years. Matter of fact, the other day I was like, I'm kind of tired of like the same books being on here. I need to go through them and switch it up. So this is definitely a book that just has been on the top of my TBR, like literally, so I want to do it. Let's do it then. So this is Hidden Pictures by Jason Rulak, I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. This is a super spooky book. I read the synopsis a while back, and what I can remember by it is there's a kid who is drawing very spooky pictures about what's happening. I don't know if it's supernatural. I'm thinking there's actual pictures inside of what the little kid has drawn, and I haven't even taken one peek at what it could be. I have shown my sister, but I haven't done it myself. That's all I really know. A creepy, warm-hearted mystery about a woman working as a nanny for a young boy with strange and disturbing secrets. Totally could give me an adrenaline rush, because how scary and like suspenseful, and also like the feeling eager to know what's going to happen next, like the intenseness, I feel like could give me an adrenaline rush. So imagine I'm just like completely mixing up that word, and it's like, no, that's not adrenaline. I feel like it could be though. So we're gonna go with it. Yay! I've been wanting to read this book. I love that all these books have been so different, because I have been needing that. I've been craving just the different stories. I was reading a lot of romance books back to back on purpose. I was doing it to myself, and I just became so tired of the same repetitive stories. So the fact that we have all different kinds of genres right now is making me really excited. Now for the fourth and final book to read in May. Read a book with a secret identity trope. I know off the bat, V.E. Schwab, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, she probably has a secret identity. No, she does, yeah. I DNF'd that book long ago. I've had so many opportunities to pick it up with these TBR prompt videos. No, I'm not ready. When I pick it up again, I want to love it, and I don't feel like I'm going to if I were to pick it up right now. I have no idea. I can't think of any off the top of my head. What if I Google it to make it easier? Ooh! You Deserve Each Other, which is on my physical TBR. There's a lot of dark romance, and that's not my thing. Like at all. Like at all. So definitely not one of those. Okay, I have no idea how this could have the secret identity trope, but it's on that blog, so I'm going to go for it. It says, when your nemesis also happens to be your fiance. It says, happily ever after becomes a lot more complicated in this wickedly funny lovers to enemies to lovers romantic comedy debut. Okay, the whole lovers to enemies to lovers, how can you love someone and then turn into an enemy in the, oh, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Hopefully it's not giving me whiplash and like the characters are unstable. Hopefully it doesn't give me that. Hopefully it's more like, oh yeah, this is valid, this is fair. Years ago, because Destiny Sidwell read it, and she seems to be a little bit more picky with her romance books, like myself. So if she really liked it, then I think it gives it a better chance that I actually will too. Again, because I'm picky with my romance. I don't want to know anything about this book other than the fact that it looks like she hates her fiance. I love the stack that we have here. We have romance, thrillers, sci-fi. I love it. Now for a quick recap. For reading a book that my favorite author reviewed, it's And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison. For choosing a dystopian novel, Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. For a book that will give me an adrenaline rush, Hidden Pictures by Jason Rulak. And for a book with the secret identity trope, You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hoggle. I love that we have a new release, we have romance, sci-fi, thrillers. This is a really good stack. I feel like this is going to be a good stack to not get me too reading slump. Like that's always something that I'm worried about, and picking books that have completely different genres from one another keeps me interested and wanting to pick up the book. So this is a quite good stack. Thanks to my TBR cards that I had a lot of fun using. 1000% will be using these in the future videos. So hopefully you enjoyed, because you're going to see these puppies more. That is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.